Hi, everybody. Welcome to our another IT talk today. My name is Belgin. I am a sales associate in one of the biggest international publishers. We will have a great session on QA market with Irfan. Irfan is QA automation engineer. Irfan, welcome. How are you today?
Hi, Belgin. Like good. So how are you? Sorry,
I'm good. I'm amazing. Irfan, can you tell us about a little bit about yourself, please?
so probably people already know. So there've been like a couple other IT talk
Of
like
course.
channel. I was like host or guest for some of them. So I am Irfan. So I am working as a QA automation engineer currently, and one of the resource management tool company in like software resource management tool company in America, in United States. And uh, I uh, I used to be a teacher, math teacher. My background becomes the math, and also like I taught like uh, computer classes for many years, and then I switched to this one because like there was a lot of pressure. So already while I was a teacher, so like you already teach computers, so why can't you just like switch? And switch happened. So I've been working on as a QA for a long time now. So it's great. And now I'm trying to convince people that this is doable and like you can also do it. And yeah, I also teach in my quarter as a teacher. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure all your students now they're gonna listen you and they will be proud, to watch you. Irfan, let me start with my questions. I have some questions for you today.
Of course.
The first question, I receive a lot of, like question, or a lot of people are concerned, about that. Some companies such as Facebook, a parent company of Meta, or Microsoft or Goldman conducted a lot of layoffs in 2023
Yeah.
or last year. So how is the QA market with the inflation?
I think Elon Musk started this domino
Yes.
effect market. So yeah, definitely it has a negative effect in terms of like available jobs at the moment, but
Mhm.
still huge demand in the job. So there was like even bigger previously, but right now, so with the people who laid off, they are also in the market.
Yeah.
And of course that makes like the people who applied for a job, the number who apply like the number for the people who applied for a job is increased, so the ratio to get the job is decreased relatively, but still there's a huge interest in the all IT areas, in like specifically in QA for us too. So
Mhm.
still companies need QA engineers, automation QA engineers especially, because like this is still developing, this is still something new to some of the companies. They just switch. They're just adding uh, uh, more employee to work on this area, or like the employees also like switching jobs. So that creates some movement. So they are still like, when you go to Indeed or LinkedIn. So when you
Mhm.
just search QA automation tester, QA engineer, QA tester, like those kind of titles, you will see like thousands of job listings still
Wow.
available for many people to apply. And also, like I said, so there's just one listing, but many companies don't hire just one person. They hire like more than one person most of the time. So like when you see like thousands listing, that mean like there are like more than 1,000 need for that job. So there are like like I don't know the exact numbers, but like
Mhm.
just for the Q, like when I just checked for the QA before the meeting here, so just had some donates. So like it was like something of over 6,000 already. Yeah, and
Wow, that's
just in the United States, remote. so,
wow.
so
That's really very interesting. I mean, I didn't know that. Thank you for the information.
of course, yeah.
Um, Irfan, my next question is really a burning question, and I'm excited to hear the answer also. So, what are the benefits of QA against the
Oh
other
yeah.
IT ranges? right?
Yep, that is, yeah, like, so you can tell me for sake, like, so you can ask me like, so why did you pick, you were a computer guy already, you were
Yes,
a
please.
mathematician, so why did you think QA automation but not developer, not like cybersecurity, not
Tell us
Salesforce?
about.
They all were
Yeah.
in my table. So the reason why I picked the QA is like I research others too. I research
Mhm.
others too. So I don't, and I have information on other ones too, but like the reason I went with the QA is I want my career to start easy. What do I mean with easy? Easy and strong. Easy and strong. So with the QA automation engineer, you have to know some certain level of programming. And that's what I already knew, but I didn't know how to use this skills in the automation job testing. So that was like giving me confidence so I could easily start the QA. And also QA is kind of the like first door to the IT. Like what
Mhm.
like cybersecurity was also was another thing in my play too. So
Yeah.
it's easy to switch, easy, like changing career is like, now I changed my career, so it's like easy for me to talk about it. But told me when before I make the changes, like I was like very good at my previous job. I wasn't maybe getting paid as much as much as I deserved, but I was comfortable there. So comfortable and changing and moving out of your comfort zone, it's not easy.
Mhm.
So, and when I checked, QA was like, I saw the QA has a better future. And even if QA something goes wrong with the QA, or if I change, if I interested in like other IT branches later on, I saw the QA is a like really nice jumping point. You know? So if I want to be a developer after QA, so it is very easy to be developer after getting QA. I feel like that at least. And also this like after QA, I feel like I can do cybersecurity easily. Like after, of course, I need to get their course and whatever the tools that I need to learn about it. But I feel like that like everything is going to be easy after the QA.
Yeah.
Because of that reason, I also had like another friend, so we just like he had the similar thoughts with me. So we decided to move on with the QA, and I'm very happy that I I am a QA engineer now. So like I can say that.
I think, Irfan, the key point is here. You should be ready to move from your comfort zone. You told this also,
Yep,
during your talk.
that is really hard. That is
I
really
know.
hard. So
I know.
I remember so many of my friends switched like 3 years before I switched my career. So and they
Mhm.
were like pressuring me to, hey, you gotta do that, you gotta do that. Like, but like I was comfortable, so I had like I used to like the time offs that from my previous job. I had a lot of time offs, go around and travel. But when I switched with the also like my budget get relaxed, also the prestige. Like I was teacher in United States, so you know how teachers are respected in United
Yeah.
States. Like you can kind of guess.
Yep.
Also, like people I communicate was like students basically, so they are still learning the life. So and so a lot of things changed when I changed my career, and I'm very happy those changes are happened.
Yeah, that's really great. Irfan, I want to ask you a little bit technical questions here.
Of course, yeah,
So,
you right.
yeah, what kind of tools are you using QA?
There are many different tools
Mhm.
in in the market that could be used for the same purpose. They all have some advantages, disadvantages, but they all are mostly doing the same thing. So right now we are using and Playwright as a testing framework and TypeScript as the language. About like the most common one in the market is of course Java and Selenium. Once you learn Java and Selenium, those are the like those are the cornerstones. So they
Ah,
you have to have them, and then you have other tools around. Of course, you need some API framework too, like REST Assured is one of the famous one. But like we are using Karate right now in my company. but they all are like similar tools. Once you learn one of them, you can easily switch to another one. So the company hired me, just like interviewed me for the Java and Selenium, but I did not use even a one line of Java code in my current market, my current job. It's just like TypeScript, and I didn't know TypeScript when I started the job. They said, "Oh, you know Java, so we'll give you some time, like a month or something to check." And so it worked, and still continue there. So it is very, very nice. And so in the market, the tools that you need, first of all, a programming language. You must understand like how that programming language works, especially object-oriented programming language. And then once you know that programming language, now you gotta use it for testing frameworks. Testing framework is not another language. It's just like what you can do with the language you learn. So it's like library and stuff. Also, there are some useful side tools some use Azure DevOps, some use Jira. These are also very, very important. I'm not underestimating them too. So it's like when you start the boot camp or any kind of like job studies in the QA area, you may think that like, oh, I gotta learn programming language and then the framework when I'm ready, but it's not what market needs. Market also needs someone who knows that SDLC steps, like software development life cycle, how a feature is developed, which part that developer steps in, which parts that QA steps in, which parts that designer XD steps in, which parts that you check with the product owner. So what happens if something is rejected? What happens if you find a bug? So you need to be able to also use that like tools that you report these things to. So these are like mostly the manual work, but definitely like Jira or Azure, those are like also the main tools that someone who wants to be QA needs to know.
Irfan, I know learning a new language is fun, but not easy. And the whole process can be also tough. And I remember myself while I was learning German in high school and at the college. And, now I cannot speak any words. So, and I know this is completely different, but, you talk about here a new programming, a new language for the programming. And in QA, you need to learn a new programming language. You mentioned about that. And what are the things we should pay attention while we are learning a programming language?
Oh, that is a good question. Very good question. So when we say Java is something huge. Like, if you want to learn the entire Java, like you can't start working like for a couple of years, I guess. So you need to like practice them very well. But like when you use Java for the Selenium, the things that you need to know is like basically the core Java, but you need to know core Java very well. So, and like in our classes too, I do highlight the importance of the concepts very well. I do try to clarify those things in our course too, because like some Java concepts are cool, but that's for developers. Developers are going to use that one. You are not going to use that one. So I want QA candidates to first focus on the main core things that they need to know, and then of course they can improve themselves always, and then add more to their skills. And while learning a programming language for QA, they need to know how much they study, how much they should know. So I remember before I go to a boot camp or anywhere, I try to study myself. I did good studying, so I was like studying very well. So there was like really hard questions that I was spending couple days on it. Couple days, it was just like some math concept question with the Java that I'm trying to solve, but that was for no benefits for me, at all. After I attended boot camp, I realized like, I didn't need to study those things. I didn't need to waste my time. It's not a wasting time, but not using your time wisely, basically, because this is like most of the boot camps are like 6-7 months. And in 6-7 months that you need to learn most of the things that you are going to directly use in your job. In IT, there are like many different branches. So developers is a branch, QA is a branch, manual tester is a branch, graphic designer is a branch, writer is a branch. So they all are part of the IT and the software development, specific to IT. But you need to know the part for QA. You don't need to like worry about the others at first. And that's why I would recommend whoever is studying, they need to know how much they need to study. It is really hard to guess by themselves, by the way, because
I would love to ask.
You need someone who's like working in the market, and you need to ask that person, because how can you know how much you should study for something that you don't have experience, basically. So yeah, that is maybe the best part of the camps. Overall.
Yeah. Can't we say like how much programming we should know? Is it difficult to predict?
It is like for us, like you should know core Java.
Okay.
Like you should know the core concepts, like the OOP concepts. But when we say you should know, you should not memorize it. You should like you should understand the core concepts. And someone really needs to draw the lines between the concept, because like things are related. So you can think that while you are thinking about inheritance, that is also going to be part of the polymorphism, and then the polymorphism will be part of the abstraction. So you need to be able to see the lines between these concepts and understand which part is polymorphism, which part is inheritance, which part is like encapsulation, which part is like you mean like I'm trying to explain with an example, so like hopefully not making it too technical. So yeah, like someone needs to like draw the lines between them. Hey, this part is the part that you see the encapsulation. Why do you need encapsulation? So can't we just use the access modifier? So for example, it's a very nice question. So if someone can really explain why we need encapsulations while we already have access modifiers, that means that person already understood that and can easily build on that one and easily work on a framework with that information for that part. Also, like other OOP concepts are important too. So like I cannot give you a metric, so how much Java you know, okay, this is good, but like I can tell you should understand and you should be able to tell the differences between the core components. And that's going to like how the data is getting used. How like this is like one of the most common things. So many of us like learn that, like we hear our instructors all the time. They say, hey, a Java class is also a data type, right? Everyone says that, but like once you notice that, once you have that aha moment, that means you learn that at that moment, not like when you hear that first time. And it takes sometimes 2 months for someone to realize that, for someone just like a month. So it depends on like how much you are trying to understand. And it is hard. So definitely it is hard at some part, but after a while you get used to it. So you start thinking with Java. So when I think about my team makers, so I always think about the constructors, for example, whenever I like think about my team maker. So if I don't put anything, so it just give me like default constructor and make me black tea, basically. If I put some green tea in it, it makes a green tea. So that's the same machine, but with the different arguments. So it works in creates me different objects. Yeah, after a while. So these are happening after a while. You start thinking Java in real life too.
That's really great. I mean, thank you so much.
The question too much.
No, thank you, really. Thank you for the all technical explanation. It was really very helpful. And Irfan, can you tell us about job opportunities in the US and Canada? I know QA has gained a lot of momentum in the last 5, 6 years. Uh, whenever I join any IT event, I always receive a lot of questions about QA. So why do you think it has gained so much market share?
So like this is a good question too. So why should they hire you? Why while they're already computer scientists, right? But also when you get a course for 6, 7 months, you are not going to become a computer scientist and like or programmer. So why should they hire you? The stake is too big. Like there are like the need is too much.
Mm-hmm.
So we cannot see it with their eyes. We just need to be in the market to be able to see the needs. So and like the demand cannot be handled with the computer scientist amount that graduated from the schools basically. Although a person who goes to the boot camp is not in the computer science graduate levels, so it can do the job. So companies want job to be done basically, and they cannot wait. As long as they wait for someone to improve themselves and come and work. Like that's not going to work. Each day that company waits for someone to come, they're losing money. And before I start working, I was not able to understand like how a company can lose money if a QA engineer is not working there. So don't they have a developer already? But when I get in the job, so
Yeah.
I realized like I think I created my 200 bug recently. So it's it's not a very big application, but like 200 bugs, that's a lot of bugs. And they have like a lot of developers, right? So QA needed there. Someone because like it's a complex stuff and developer is developing, doing its job. They do their job properly. But like it's just a part of the whole that they are working on, and this part can affect the other part. They don't have time to check everything. If they also spend their time on everything, in that case like they won't be able to finish their job. So
Yes.
QAs are needed basically. Since the
Yeah.
QAs are needed, and where is the technology is like mostly used in the market,
Mm-hmm.
US and Canada. So an example,
Of course.
a lot of technology companies that are working for the entire world, not just for US and Canada. So because like there are this many companies in this continent, there are also that much need because
Of
they
course.
cannot have enough people. They need people from the outside of colleges too.
Irfan, my last question. What are your responsibilities at work now as a QA tester
I,
automation?
I am the instructor. So
Yes.
the instructor. I am an instructor. So we have a lot of instructors. I am just one of them. We have a lot of great instructors. I do learn a lot from them too. And I am just one of them. And so teaching Java currently. So we are teaching Java currently, but like we will continue with Selenium too.
Mm-hmm.
And I like during my classes, like I do try to explain things uh, someone can understand the meaning of the things also, not just like making them memorize it. I'm trying to make it as clear as possible and not confuse them with the real life example. Sometimes giving real life example is good for that moment, but it's going to confuse them for the next topic. Oh, it was like this, like it was making a black tea, now it's like green tea. How does like so it real life examples sometimes confuse people. So trying to basically trying like they are going to be shaken. That is no getting away from that one. So it is hard, but trying to ease the process basically as much as I can, but using my teaching experience and also the experience from the QA engineer market. So like trying to combine both of them and
Yeah.
opportunity for because this is a lifetime opportunity and we don't know how long it will continue. Like like at some point, the companies will have enough QA, so and interest will of course decrease. So nothing goes like indefinite. So like there's of course like going up, maybe going down or staying there. So we don't know what's gonna happen, but like while it's going up, the interest is like high. We want to take our seats. Like remember that like seat,
Uh-huh.
getting a seat, that like dancing around seats and like getting a seat. So when you have a lot of seats, your chances like to grab a seat is like way more than when you have that just two seats available. Even if two-person is like still dancing, your chance is going to be 50%. Like, but the other ones, that's going to be way bigger.
Wow, that's great. Irfan, thank you so much for your time. Your information, your explanation were great. I really enjoy our time today here. And I'm looking forward to having another IT talk with you. And thank you so much, everybody. See you soon and have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me here
Thank you,
today.
Irfan.
Have a wonderful
Bye.
rest of your day, everyone. Right. Bye.